on the first Friday of every month. We've been doing it for about 4 years. And anybody that has come to multiple programs, you guys know that it changes constantly because we're adding, updating, changing, revamping tools all the time. So literally it changes every single month. That's why oftentimes we have agents that attend every few months just to see what's happening in the market and what kind of tools are available. So want to start today's program by, first of all, I could see that we have a great mix of agents today. Some of them are LAER agents and some of you are agents from other real estate organizations. Here's what I'll promise you. No matter what, whether you are a LAER agent or an agent from another brokerage, you're going to get as much information, like everything's equal. You guys get as much great content today, including marketing materials, training materials. We're going to go through really cool technologies for you guys to check out. So, and this is not a recruiting program. This is all about delivering a great deal of value to everybody who takes the time out of their very busy schedules to attend the program. So that's our first promise. Secondly, want to start today, as I always do, regarding writing stuff down. So we always like to say, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is just potential. The real power is in execution. So since you are so dedicated to your business that you're going to take the time today to learn about tools, training, technology, how to get your business organized for 2024, the goal is to write down some things that you're going to go execute on. What's a good number? That's different for everybody, but I think 5 is a good number. In fact, as we go throughout today's program, I will highlight the key items, the things that if you don't already have these, then that's what you should be executing on. However, what I will also tell you is there's going to be 40 or 50 items that you could go execute on today. We don't want you to get overwhelmed. So the goal is to write down, say, 5 items throughout the program that you're going to go execute on, because what you execute on after you leave today's program is what is going to predict the trajectory of your business for 2024. Once you've gone and executed on those 5 items, come back to another boot camp. As I said, we're here at the same time every single month offering this program as well. Before we get started, you can head over to our YouTube station, which is youtube.com/LAER, LAER training. That's youtube.com/LAER training. By subscribing to that station, what will happen is every time we upload a training video, which is a couple, 2-3 times a week, you'll get just a notification on your smartphone. A new class was just uploaded to a page that you watch. So I always tell agents that's the best way to make sure you never miss anything, is just subscribe to the YouTube station, because that way, even if you don't take the live classes, you'll always see the recorded version, which we usually upload directly after the program. So you guys will have lots of opportunity to write down lots of notes, but also come back either to our recorded version of the program on YouTube, or as well, you can join us again next month on the first Friday of March to go through everything again. Okay, so just a very quick background on our brokerage. LAER Realty is an independent real estate company. We're about 10 years old. We'll be 10 years old in April. And from the very beginning, our goal was to help agents become the very best version of themselves. And so we launched 10 years ago, and we have really focused on the trajectory of agent growth over those years. We look at it that the true brand in real estate. Now, every company is a little different about how they feel about this. There's a lot of companies out there that feel that their big name is the brand in real estate. We feel that the real estate agent is the brand. You are the brand. The consumer is not calling a logo. The consumer is reaching out to a human being, which is you. What a great brokerage does is a brokerage is there to support you, to make life as easy as possible while you're transacting. Understanding that the consumer is hiring you, our job is to make your job easier. So we launched 10 years ago with an extreme focus on providing great tools, training, support to real estate agents. Many of you may not realize, but the success rate in real estate is super low. So you guys are an anomaly in that you're already so successful that you're showing up to this program. The success rate is, in fact, or the statistics, I should say, from National Association of Realtors say that 87% of agents who get into real estate or get licensed are already out of the business 3 years later. It's a tough business. We all know that. So our job as a brokerage is to provide tools, training, and support. Roughly about 2 years ago, we looked at it. At that time, we had lots of password protected stuff, so only our agents had access to everything we offer. And we realized it kind of went against the grain of our cultural values. We're here to help all agents live their best life possible. Whether you're an agent at our brokerage or an agent at another brokerage, doesn't matter to us. We want to help everyone live their best life possible. And by the way, we happen to be in a business of collaboration anyways. We all work together regardless of what company we fall under. So with that, I want to dig into today's program. Make sure you have a piece of paper. What we're looking at right now is the LAER Program and Services Guide. I'm going to refer to 2 different areas for you guys to look at throughout today. This is one of them. This is a 40-page booklet that outlines tools, training, technology available at our brokerage, but also to any real estate agent. So it doesn't matter if you work at this brokerage. So we're going to go through this only because it gives us a nice format. It gives us a trajectory to follow throughout the morning as to what we cover first, because this guide was built based on agent feedback telling us what matters to agents first. And so you'll see, like, we start with the marketing stuff. Then we move over to the training and business growth and coaching stuff, then some technology. So we're going to cover the full gamut throughout the morning. And the other place, oh, by the way, you can download a copy of this. This is available at LAER Realty, LAER Realty.com/success tools. And when you get to that page, if you scroll to the very bottom of the page, there's a PDF version of it, and you can print it out. The reason I like the PDF version is anytime you see something underlined in this booklet, it is a link to more information. So typically we have each page represents a tool or a training or a technology, and then anything that's underlined will take you on a little path to learn how to use the tool, the training, or the technology. So with that, let's dig in, and then I'll show you through what that second piece is. I said we're going to spend most of our day looking at 2 things. One is this guide, which you'll definitely want to download. If you have a printer available, it's nice to actually print a copy out so you could take notes as you go along, but not super necessary. What's more important is having your list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you're going to go execute on in today's program. Okay, first few pages of our guide, we just kind of lay out what our cultural values are in general. So we have 30 cultural values. I'll let you guys read through those as you have some time. We won't spend too much time on that this morning. We are an independent real estate company. Like I mentioned, we are 5 years old. We're one of the largest independent real estate companies in the country. So Riz Media and Real Trends They rank the largest brokerages overall with all brands. And even though we're independent, which by the way, independent real estate companies are a rare species in our business. When you look at the top 500 brokerages in the country, we always rank somewhere around 160, and that's up against the big companies. So we come in about 160 based on the number of transactions that our tiny little brokerage of 800 real estate agents does. We're number one independent real estate company in the state of Massachusetts based on the number of units that we close. And we are licensed all throughout New England. We also have a really big footprint in Southern Florida, and expanding. So our goal is to continue growing as an independent brokerage. We love the ideology of independence, and it is about self-representation and highlighting your own personal uniqueness, making decisions based on your own internal compass instead of listening to what everybody else is doing. And truly independent is a culture and a way of thinking at LAER. So with that, let's dig into the tools, training, and technology. Again, if you came on a little bit late, just want to point out that your goal today is the 5 things. You're going to find 5 things that you're going to go execute on. And secondly, I want to reiterate that even if you're not a LAER agent, you're going to get as much out of the program as a LAER agent does. This is not a recruiting program. It is literally just a program jam-packed with 3 hours of amazing content that you're going to walk away with a clear vision of what you need to work on to accomplish really big goals in your business. So this booklet is broken into 4 sections. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, the sections are divided based on, or I should say they're divided, but then presented in a way that our agent said, these are what matter most to us in our business. That's why marketing and branding comes up number 1 within the booklet. You'll then see we have a section on technology, a section on training, and then a section on support. Those are kind of the 4 pillars that agents find most important for support in their businesses. So we're going to start with, at least for the next hour or so, really covering marketing and branding. And here's where you're going to get tons and tons of really good content. Okay. So I mentioned today that we're going to spend much of our day on 2 areas. One is the booklet that you're looking at right now. You can download this booklet, and it is laerrealty.com/success tools. And click on that, scroll to the bottom of the page, and download the PDF of the book if you want it. But as you go throughout the booklet, you're going to see that there's links embedded throughout every single page. So each page is a tool, training, or technology. Well, we put our biggest tool first, the most important. This is like the artillery for your business. So that is LAERagentservices.com, which I just want to make sure. Okay, good. Just want to make sure you guys could see that. So we are now over at LAERagentservices.com. That's LAER agentservices.com. And one thing we're proud of, this is not password protected, so any agent can go on and start utilizing. But I'm going to take you guys through a little tour of this because there's literally tens of thousands of dollars worth of great content on here for you to utilize in your business. So LAERagentservices.com. We have this nice and organized as well. You'll see we try to make it as simple as possible. The very beginning of it is resources for recently joined agents. We're constantly on the grow. We add somewhere around 30 real estate agents a month join our brokerage. And so we like to give as clear a path as possible for agents joining. So right at the very top of this page, each of these little houses are, if you're a new agent, you'll want to go visit each of these houses. The very first one is our program and services guide. That's what we were just talking about, that booklet. The next one for LAER agents, frequently asked questions, and then tell the world. These are just some marketing pieces that we've pre-designed with letters, postcards, social media pieces that you can customize to let them know that you're at LAER. We then have a little section where we just let you welcome recently joined real estate agents. So as soon as we have that agent's photo and bio, we post it here so that you guys can get to know, if you're a LAER agent, some of the other agents who have recently joined the brokerage. Then we get down to the marketing, branding, and presentations. This is the meat of this whole site. The first section you'll see, so right at the top of this section, you'll see it's called marketing, branding, and presentations. And this is a page that you're going to want to bookmark because there's so many resources in here. Not only that, the resources are changed constantly, or upgraded, I should say, constantly. New tools, new technology, like everything changes on a regular basis. The very first button is the one that gets the most clicks on this particular page. And it's a booklet of guides, or a section of guides, presentations, and brochures. So first off, everything we do at LAER with regard to marketing is built off of Canva. So I just want to give a little information about Canva that will just make your life easier. First of all, we love Canva. In the old days, all of our marketing was built off of Adobe. And while Adobe provides beautiful content and beautiful marketing pieces, Adobe is not a program that a layman can go use. So we design all these great pieces when we used to work off of Adobe. And then if an agent wanted any changes to it, or they wanted to update something, their hands were tied. They would have to go back to our marketing department and say, this is what I need, because they couldn't do anything on their own. Well, then Canva came along, and Canva is just like Adobe with beautiful marketing pieces and the ability to create any type of content you want, from presentations, brochures, social media pieces, anything you want. And it's built for laymen. So you don't have to go take classes really on how to use Canva. By the way, we offer classes on our YouTube station, but really it's self-explanatory. You can go kind of just play around with it and figure it out pretty quickly. Two things about Canva. First of all, there's a free version and an upgraded version. The free version, many agents utilize the free version, and all of the content that we're going to go through today is available. You'll be able to access it and utilize it under the free version. There's a caveat to that, which I'll talk about in a second. Why would somebody want to pay for Canva if you can get it for free? Well, their paid version, which I believe that it's $15 a month. They just recently changed the pricing a little bit. I think it's $15 a month, and then you get a discount if you pay for a year upfront. The paid version gives you a couple of extra upgrades that you don't get if you are the free version. The paid version gives you the ability to schedule out social media posts right from Canva. So you can link it to each of your social media sites so that all of your social media is basically run through Canva. So that's one piece that some agents like. What we really love it for, the paid version, is stock photos. So what you'll see is when you start designing brochures and buyer guides and seller guides, you want them to look beautiful. And so you're going to have to use stock images. That is images of like interiors of houses, exterior of properties, etc. And stock images typically cost money unless you're on the paid version of Canva. By the way, the free version does have stock images, it's just not as many. So as at LAER, most of our pieces are designed, especially like our buyer guides and presentations, most of those pieces are designed using the upgraded images that are only available through the paid version of Canva. So what happens if, for example, you go on, so all of these are templates that you can access. So just in case you've never used Canva before, what happens is when you open any of these templates, and you'll see we have a whole bunch on here and we add to it all the time. A very popular piece as of lately is a guide to buyer representation. And this is almost like a PowerPoint presentation to show to buyers so that when you go sit with them prior to signing a buyer contract, which hopefully everybody's doing now, you have to show your value. Many agents are very used to doing that with a listing presentation. Less agents are used to having a buyer presentation. So we made this beautiful buyer presentation that we're super proud of. If you go in and use this template, when you open a template within Canva, the template is now yours. So in other words, you can go make changes to it. You can change out the colors, change out the logo, the photo, etc. It is now your item. Nobody else is going to see that because you opened it into your own version of the program. So that's first thing to know. Now, secondly, let's go back to those stock images for a second. This is a stock image. This door on the back that you see, that is a stock image. So if you have the free version of Canva and you open this guide to buyer representation, you're going to see Canva watermarks across that image. That's because you have the free version and we have the paid version. So what does that mean? Does that mean you can't use the buyer representation presentation? No. In fact, you could still use everything that we have, but you will have to change out any of the stock photos. So as you go through the presentation, and by the way, there's not a lot of them. There's probably embedded in this presentation, probably like maybe 5. You'll have to go through and click on, super easy to change out the photos, by the way, and you'll have to add a different photo into the piece. And you can use a Canva. Like I said, the free version of Canva also has stock images, just not as many. So you can just go in and change it out with either a photo you have. It could be a house that you went and photographed, so you own the image. You can upload your own images, or you can use the photos that are available through the free version of Canva. That's your worst case. But no matter what, whether you're free version or paid version, you have access to all of the templates. If you're using the free version and you go to download something, so oftentimes agents take this piece, it's a buyer representation presentation. Most of it doesn't have to be changed other than like your photo and bio. So you'll see we even have a really nice little bio generator for you. If you go to that link that we have there, our system will create a bio for you. If you don't know what to say about yourself, you just answer some questions. We'll take care of that for you. This is for any agent. So many agents will go through and update certain pages of this, and then they're going to share it. That means they want to download it, and they'll download it. There's all kinds of different formats that you can download to. So this particular one, many agents will download into like a PowerPoint presentation. So it'll give you options when you go to download. saying, well, what do you want to download it into? A PDF, a PowerPoint, which is what many agents are doing, or you can download it as images, etc. If you are using the free version and it will not let you download, it is only because you forgot to change out a stock image somewhere. So go back through the presentation and find that image that is a Canva image, which it'll say Canva across it. It'll have like a little watermark across it, and change out that photo, and then you'll have no problem downloading it. So this is one of our more popular pieces as of late, and I'm sure you guys know why, but really important. And we've embedded this into a lot of the marketing that we're doing as a company. Is as you go through this presentations, like this one's on buying a home, so it's a 10-step process. And one of the things that you'll see, we talk about, and by the way, you're going to have to change out and put in your version of whatever you're using for a buyer contract. We put a couple examples in here. We have like 2 or 3 examples that we just pulled from what our agents are using, but you'll want to go in and put your own versions in. But one of the things that makes our presentations a little bit unique is that we've embedded a conversation about Zillow into everything we do. This is really, really, really important because what's super interesting is there's so much going on with the National Association of Realtors. And I believe in being a realtor. So one of the things that I say to real estate agents, I firmly believe we would not be here as an industry without the realtor organization, because I've seen other industries that have been decimated, such as like the yellow taxi industry, the radio industry, like the old radio, not like XM radios. There's so many industries, even we're seeing it now with hotels, like being that industry changing because of Airbnb. Well, the reason why the real estate industry, in my opinion, is so strong is because of the realtor organization. So I feel like that by putting our money into that, we have a very strong lobbying arm that not only protects us as real estate professionals, but also protects buyers and sellers. So what's interesting to me is that real estate agents, and I hate making generalizations, so sometimes real estate agents, they don't want to pay whatever the fee is to be a realtor, and yet they will write a check to a company like Zillow. If you want to know who the real threat is to our industry, it is companies like Zillow, who are taking 30, first of all, either a subscription, or now they have their other program that is like 35% or something of the of your commission right off the top, because they're reselling you your own lead. So it's really important that we have the Zillow conversation in everything we do. We have it embedded in the buyer presentation. We have it embedded in a lot of our marketing pieces. And as real estate agents, we have to be super strong about talking about Zillow every time we are in front of a buyer or seller, and letting them know that for buyers, it is not the best place to do a real estate search. In fact, that information is often not accurate because they don't update real time. Because, by the way, is Zillow in the business of actually finding the right home for the client? Absolutely not. Zillow is in the business of information collection. That is names and email addresses of people. And all they want to do is resell the lead. So they have no interest in making sure that the client actually finds a house that they're interested in. They just are really good at marketing to the consumer to capture a name and email address, which they resell to multiple parties, including real estate and mortgage professionals. That's not to say you can't use them. There are agents that pay Zillow for leads. By all means, do that. However, I still think you should be having the conversation with the consumer saying, hey, it's not the best place to look for real estate. The search is not real time. You can't narrow your search. So like if you go on a Zillow, you can only narrow it by $50,000 ranges. You cannot narrow down by like what type of house, things like that. Also, many consumers think they're contacting a listing agent when they reach out to Zillow, which we know is not true. They're actually contacting whichever real estate agent is willing to pay for the lead. And that Zestimates are highly inaccurate, and you will be inundated by sales calls by handing over your information to Zillow. This is why it's so important to have other partners. You got to get your buyers onto a platform that's better than Zillow for searching real estate, which is why we're going to talk a little bit later about the Real Scout platform for doing that. But super important that you educate your buyers about not shopping on Zillow, because if you're not making that a part of your process, then I guarantee you're losing business every single year because you have people shopping for real estate. They head over to Zillow and you don't hear from them again because Zillow had people contact them. So that is the extent of my rant that you'll hear today about Zillow, but we have embedded it into the buyer presentation. We have some other cool stuff here.
Betsy says it's 40% off the top for Zillow.
Who said that?
Betsy.
Oh, see? I mean, and it's only getting worse. So whatever the amount is, it's insanity, and it's what, instead of putting all of our energy into like, should I put my money into this new realtor organization? Should I do this? How about we support the amazing realtor organization we have? Like, are they perfect? Absolutely not. Is any organization perfect? Absolutely not. But they do create a high standard of ethics. So let's support that. And as an organization, let's really be cognizant of who the threat is and making sure that we're talking about that threat with our buyers and sellers. All right, that was just one marketing piece, and I'm done with my Zillow rant for today. But I'm sure if you attend other training programs that we do, you'll hear it again. We also have a year in review social media posts. This is still a great time of year to post like what you did for last year. So if you go in here, there's like a whole bunch of different versions of it. All of this is customizable. You can move around, take out logos, stuff like that. So we have like, I don't know, I think there's like 20 of them here, maybe more. Okay, there's 20 different social media images that you can utilize. Just bragging, a humble brag about what you did for business last year. So that's one. We have an inclusions, exclusions checklist. I'll go through these really quick because you can kind of go through and poke around on your own. We have a utility information Canva form for a listing presentation. If you're a LAER agent, we automatically boost your listings for 7 days at no cost to you. So why not talk about it in your listing presentation? We have a flyer about it. I think these are super cute. The home buying and home selling process. We have two different ones, one for home buying and home selling. All customizable, but we made it kind of look like a Monopoly board, which I think is super cute. Let's see, we have a final walkthrough checklist, a weekly listing report. So as the market shifts, if you have to give your consumer a monthly report of, or a weekly report of what's happening on their listing, you can download that. We have our sustainability guide, which we'll get to hear from our favorite sustainability officer in a little bit. Here's the other Monopoly board piece. We have a trusted vendor list. The trusted vendor list, if you've attended some of our other programs, super important part of organizing your business. We might cover that a little bit more if we have time later. I love this little locals guide. I would add this for like if I was doing an open house, and let's just say I'm doing an open house in Delray Beach. I would go in and make this little 2-page, I'd update this little 2-page document, and it's like a locals guide. You change it out to Delray Beach, and you have your favorite farmers market, best coffee shop, best boutiques. I think they're super cute for open houses, and also really cool in general. So you find your favorite places. For example, the best coffee shop, you feature it on your locals guide, and then you take a little stack of them over to the coffee shop and say, do you mind if I leave these here? And I put your coffee shop as one of the 10 best places to visit locally, and then leave it there. So now you've got some marketing pieces in each of the 10 businesses that you have featured in your locals guide. Let's see some of the other cool ones. You could sort these, by the way. I'm just kind of going through all of them. We do have a listing presentation, open house flyers. There's a great seller guide. So we have some really good booklets that you can utilize for your business. Specifically, there's 4 different booklets here. Each of them is somewhere around 14 to 24 pages. One is a LAER guide. Well, you could change the name of yours, but you'll open this. This is a guide to selling your home. And this one, of course, you have to go through and customize it. So this is a 15-page booklet about selling your home. Then we also have an expired listing package. So if you are out calling on expireds, this is a little booklet that we created. And this one, that one's 9 pages. Again, it has to be customized on the front and put your logo in and stuff like that. But it's a little guide about why a home may not have sold. We also...
This
Yep.
is kind of open source stuff too, right,
Correct.
Stacey? So even if you're with another brokerage listening to this, you can get rid of the LAER stuff and put your own company logo in there.
100%.
Yeah.
Yes. Same with, we have a guide to real estate investing, a buyer's guide. All of them around 20 pages. I like the investor guides. So all of those guides, well, let's talk about how you can use all these. By the way, there's if you're a LAER agent, we have a brochure about LAER that you can print out. That's like a 4-page. We also have a 20-point marketing plan for a CMA. So let's talk about all this content that we just saw. Again, all of it has to be customized, but instead of you guys spending like 3 days putting together a book about selling a home, you could spend 30 minutes to 1 hour updating the one we've already created. Just adding your bio, your contact information, your logo, your pictures. Any of it can be changed. So you can add stuff, you could delete stuff, but we've done 90% of the work for you. So these are game changers. How would you use these in your business? Well, because this is one of the things I would say. We started off the program today saying, go execute. Like the power is in what you execute on. So write down 5 things you're going to go execute on. So if you do not have them already, I highly recommend that one of the things you go execute on is having a buyer package, a seller package, and maybe an investor package. That is like a folder that you give out to buyers, a folder you give out to sellers, and a folder you give out to investors. 3 different packages. Everything you need to put in your packages is on this page somewhere. So, for example, let's just say you're making a seller package. You might throw in, well, if you're a LAER agent, you'll put in the boost flyer. Regardless what company you're with, you would put in the monopoly piece, which is the steps to selling a home. I might also put in my trusted vendor list once I have that updated with all of my favorite vendors. That would go in all my packages. I like the locals guide. So I put a copy of one of my locals guides in my seller package. And let's see. I'd put probably a sample listing sheet is there. I would definitely put my booklet about selling a home in there, and my company brochure, and my 20-point marketing plan. I would go customize each of those pieces, and then I would have a nice seller package. And in fact, I wouldn't just print one seller package, because you want to open your energy, because we are all energy. You want to let the universe know that you're always ready for business. So once I had my templated seller package, I would go print like 10 of them. So I'd have 10 of my seller packages ready. I'd also do the same with my buyer packages. The package will vary slightly. Like in the buyer package, you're going to have your buyer's guide. And then you'll pick some of these other pieces, and then you put them all together in a nice folder, and now have like 10 of them. So your buyer packages are ready. Same with your investor packages. If you're going after or calling on expired listings, I'd do an expired listing package, and I'd have 10 of each of those. That is a great place to start with the 5 things you're going to go execute on. Because sometimes I think that as real estate agents, because we don't have something to give to people, we mentally are not open for business. So by having those 4 sets of packages ready, you are now mentally open for business. That means that your energy that you're putting out into the world is saying, I am open for business. I'm ready to receive business now. So go work on those packages if you do not already have them for your business. So that was just button 1, all the guides, presentations, brochures. We
A
also,
couple questions, Stacey.
yeah, go for it.
Terry put this in the host of panelists chat, but Terry, throw it into so everyone can see it in the future. But she asked, does Canva offer printing of the brochures, or do you recommend any place to get professional printing done?
So 2 things. Yes, Canva does do professional printing. It really depends what you're printing. So I use Canva, like if I'm doing maybe a 1-page brochure, double-sided, I might use Canva. If you're printing like listing sheets, first of all, if you're a LAER agent, we have printers. We have a bajillion printers. So please go use one of our printers at our 40+ office locations. But sometimes you want something that's a little bit nicer than you can print on a color copy machine. It really depends. Sometimes, and it depends on how many you're making too. Sometimes I want a booklet and I want like 10 of them. If you want a nice, I happen to love staples. So, and the staples are everywhere. What I love about staples is usually they are same day printing as well. So you can go make a nice 20-page booklet, customize it, and upload it for same day printing, and then go pick it up at your local Staples office. As well, yes, Canva also offers printing. So when you go to download your piece, it will have a little thing. Do you want us to print it for you? That's if you have a little bit of time. If you can wait a week for your stuff, whatever it is that you're working on, then by all means use Canva printing. Do not use Canva printing for mailers. We're going to talk about mailers separately from all of this in a minute. If one thing you may not see too many of within that link is mailers, because there's a better place and a better way to do mailers than to be printing them off and putting labels on and stuff like that.
And then Kim Graham asks, do we have a customized folder to put everything in? Jose seems to be going crazy on Canva and figuring out everything on his own. He's going deep into the account. Kim is obviously more organized than I am. She wants a customized folder to put in everything in. Do we have anything like that?
Like a customized branded folder?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have, if you need some folders, if you're a LAER agent and you need some LAER folders, and if they're not at the office, just email Happy Agent and they can help you with that. Okay. Next button is weekly social media assistant. We're gonna have Sergio cover this shortly. If you're a LAER agent, you guys know every Monday you get the email and the text message from our marketing team with all the social media pieces for the entire week, for you to post on Facebook, Instagram, you name it. You can go get all the past ones right here. So if there's like an old post that you really liked, that you want to go grab, you can grab it right here. I'm not going to spend time on that because Sergio's going to do a presentation on that shortly. If you're a LAER agent and you need special marketing pieces, go here. It can really be anything. There's like a little form that you fill out. I saw our marketing team did an unbelievable piece this week. And it was an agent at one of our Florida offices is working on marketing to I think it's a 55 and older community, like Valencia Shores or something. And they wanted like a really nice booklet, like a brochure to market to there. And our marketing team worked with the agent to create something really beautiful. By the way, always be careful of your photos. So if you're using photos, this goes back to the stock images. This is why I love Canva stock images, because there are people out there, do not use images that you find off of Google, because often those are password protected. And I promise you, if you're always using Google Images, you're going to get a notice of a lawsuit. I know it because we've been there. So use images that you've paid for through like Canva, or use images that you took yourself. But our team can create special marketing pieces, whatever you need assistance with. Next, we have a button here for open house resources. So let's take a look at some of the resources available. Now, first of all, right at the very top, if you're a LAER agent, and you want an agent to cover an open house for you. So we have lots of agents that have an abundance of inventory. If you have an abundance of real estate inventory and you can't do all of your open houses, or you're going on vacation and can't do your open house this weekend, we have agents that want to do those for you. So if you need open house coverage, click this button. It has you fill out a little form about where the property is located, and then it has you select which LAER offices you want to notify. And then email blast goes to all the agents in those offices to let them know that you have an open house opportunity. Secondly, if you're doing a broker open house at any LAER office, there's a form to fill out here to notify all the local LAER agents about your broker open house. We want our agents to come support each other at these open houses. So click on that. And then we have tons of like cool sign-in sheets, just like different things for you to customize. So we have some different versions of the sign-in sheet. We have little welcome signs for the open house. These all open in Canva. We have little interior signs to put around the house. Maybe there's little features that you want to point out to the consumer as they're walking through the house. There's some Canva pieces with your open house signs. Another feedback survey. We also have some open house marketing and branding pieces. These are like little tags to put on popcorn, like microwave popcorn. So if you wanted to give a little giveaway when the person comes to your open house, you can have this little branded popcorn piece that says, "Thanks for popping by." And we also have a section for kids. Never forget the kids when doing an open house. We don't want the parents to rush out if they like the house. So we want to make sure we have a little kids activity area at the open house. And we've created the pieces for you. You can customize these, but we have like a word search, design your own for sale sign, draw your perfect home, little things like that. So we can keep kids busy at our open houses. And so that's the open house section. Commercial resources. This is a new section for us. In 2023, we knew that the real estate market was going to, just based on what National Association of Realtors said, is that we were going to have a 30% decrease in business. That means great real estate agents had to go fill that gap. That means that they had to find new niches to go build their business in. And many agents found commercial real estate as a great place to explore for their businesses. So we started building out a new section with commercial resources. So we have like a commercial listing presentation. This is like a booklet format. And it's really focused on commercial real estate. So it's a guide to commercial real estate if you're going on a commercial listing presentation. And let's see, it's about 20, that one's a 25-page booklet, all geared towards the different types of commercial real estate. We have a commercial offering memorandum. This is kind of like a, almost like a listing book for a new listing. We have some commercial valuation models, commercial logos for our agents. We also have like a commercial group for real estate agents that are interested in learning more about commercial. You're welcome to join our LAER commercial network. If you're an agent that's building your commercial real estate business, you can join our commercial network and you'll just get invitations. We do every month just little commercial get-togethers where we bring in speakers and trainers who talk about commercial real estate. And so if you want to be on that list, just join our commercial network, and that's for any agent. You don't have to be a LAER agent. And then also, this is one of the courses we recommend for agents that are newer to commercial real estate. It's called the Commercial Real Estate Course for Residential Agents, and it is taught by Jeff Wright, who has an incredible book that he wrote on for residential agents on how to do commercial real estate. So all kinds of resources under that section for commercial real estate. Next button is signs, apparel, and print marketing. Let's see, why is that not going anywhere? Could be my internet. Let's see. Oh, there we go. LAER signs, apparel, and print marketing. Just took us a minute to get there. Okay, first of all, really quick, if you're a LAER agent, we have lots of companies that we work with that already have tons of LAER branded stuff. So if you need to order signs for sale or open house signs, whoops, that was weird. Okay. Business cards, we have all these companies that already have LAER stuff. Same with LAER apparel. You want to order shirts, stuff like that, you can do that. But let's get to the nitty gritty at the very bottom. This stuff is really good stuff that you're going to want to have your pen out, because there's some things you're going to want to execute on here. Number one, anytime you can find set it and forget it systems for your business, sign up, because it's the only way to scale your business over time. One of the set it and forget it systems that we are a fan of is MLSmailings.com. So MLS Mailings is a company that does just listed, just sold postcards. I always like to see, I know that the pricing of stamps just changed, so I'm not sure what the pricing has gone up to, but it always seems to be under $200 on, oh, here it is. There we go. There's the pricing for you. MLS Mailing sends just listed, just sold postcards. The best part about it is it hooks into your MLS. So you go in and you set it up once, and then you tell their system, every time I list a new house, I want 100 cards to go out to everybody in that neighborhood, and that'll cost you $92. You set up your business, your credit card, your logo, your picture, and then automatically it pulls from MLS and it sees you got a new listing. It creates the card. Same with just solds. So it's a really nice system that you don't have to think about, and your just listed, just solds are going out automatically. The next one that I love is TPMCO. So if you guys don't have a system in place for just listed and just sold postcards, that's a one I would put on my list of things to execute on. Go sign up for it today. That way it's like you have something that you're leveraging in your business so that you can continue to grow. This one is, I always forget which one, because the personal marketing company does all kinds of cool programs, like different postcards, but there's one in particular. Let's see, automated. I think this is it. Okay. So this one, I could see the pricing went up a little bit since last time. That's why I always try to go over and just see what the pricing is at on these, because with the change in postage changing, then all of our mailers, the pricing starts to go up. Okay, so the personal marketing company, for $48, you put one client at a time into this system. For $48, a one-time charge, your client will get 21 mailings from you over a 5-year period. This is a wonderful program for people who have closed with you. So you just sold somebody a house, put them into the personal marketing company campaign, so that for 5 years, even if you do nothing else, you're staying in touch. So some of those pieces are magazines, some are postcards. Each piece is a little bit different, but the one thing in common is they all have your logo and your photo. So go sign up for MLS mailings and personal marketing company. Third one is Wise Pelican. Wise Pelican is also a mailing company. And Wise Pelican, what I love about their product is that it's direct mail with a call to action. So there's lots of real estate mailing companies out there, but many of them miss out on the call to action. In other words, they don't have the consumer doing anything. It's just talking about, this is who I am and I service this neighborhood. What Wise Pelican offers is a landing page. So they create like this landing page. So each mailing piece has a QR code on it, and the consumer scans the QR code. It takes them to a landing page where it collects the lead and sends the lead to you. So I like that it has that extra level of actually telling the consumer to do something so that you can get a lead on it. Next is Yellow Letters Complete. Yellow Letters Complete is a mailer company for if you want handwritten letters. So if you want to send out handwritten letters to everybody in a neighborhood, or handwritten note cards or anything like that, Yellow Letters Complete is amazing. In fact, I've used them for doing handwritten notes. You can do, some of our bank-owned agents who go after bank-owned business use this, because you can target just people who recently, for example, received a foreclosure notice, to leave a little handwritten note. This is also wonderful for like end of year holiday cards, or throughout the year if you want to send to your database. I love Yellow Letters Complete for that. So all these kind of do different things. RSP, data driven marketing, is also a just listed, just sold postcard type of company. And those are the ones. What I always say to real estate agents is, if you're like me and you've been in the business for 20 plus years, it is easy to, like in the old days, it was super normal for agents to go print their own cards and print them at the office and hand address envelopes. You should never do that, only because your time is too valuable. And for a fraction of the cost of your time, you can have one of these companies get your mailing out. Think of all the work that goes into like downloading your database, printing it onto labels, going to the office to get it to print onto labels, printing out the cards, addressing them, and sending them out. There's just way faster, less expensive, easier ways to do that using some of these companies. Okay, next up, the ROAR report. So the ROAR report is a monthly newsletter that our marketing team creates. And this is like it's a 4-page newsletter, basically. You can either put it on standard 8.5 by 11 paper or tabloid, which is 11 by 17. Our team writes new content every single month. You open this and it opens in Canva. This is the 11 by 17 version. And you can go in and change whatever piece you want to. Our team puts these little red arrows just as a reminder of some of the stuff that you need to change out on it. But that's like a newsletter. That's another cool piece that can go inside all of your packages, buyer packages, seller packages, etc. One other thing with these ROAR reports. So when it comes to real estate, there's 2 different types of newsletters to stay in touch with clients, because that's what this is. It's basically a newsletter. This is really good for print. So agents use this to either leave out at open houses or to do mailers to their sphere of influence. Or what's cool about this is one of the ways we talk about building your vendor partner list is to feature an article about your favorite vendors in this each month, and then leave a copy of that at the business that you're recommending. So for example, let's say you go out and interview your favorite pizza shop down the street, and you do a little article about that pizza shop. Then you bring the ROAR report over to the pizza shop and say, is it okay if I leave these here because I did I added them to my monthly newsletter. We cover that. A big part of our LAER real estate growth system is really honing that vendor list so that you can build unbelievable referral business. The other type of newsletter is an e-newsletter. I don't think the ROAR report is conducive for an e-newsletter. We have another product for that, which we'll cover in a little bit. Let's see what else we have. Logos and images. This is really for LAER agents. If you need like any extra, we have tons of different logos for different market areas, different colors, different needs. They're all there. Also, we have a whole section of seasonal pop-by tags. So one of the things we talk about in our agent growth system, the LAER system, is going out and visiting clients every month. And agents don't want to go empty-handed, so we put together all these little pop-by tags so you can do little cool pop-by gifts in so that you have something to give away when you go do your pop-by. If you're a LAER agent, we actually expanded on this program just this month. We started actually in January. For agents that want that, we now actually prepare the pop-by gifts for you. There is a cost to that. So many agents signed up for the Valentine pop-bys. That means they received a package at their house with all their pop-bys all created for them with the tags on it and ready to use. So many agents like to create their own pop-bys. So these are all the tags that you need. So these all open in Canva, and we have tags for virtually every single month. Okay, next up is agent growth and development. So, by the way, just in the last 1 hour, the amount of content that we have covered is quite a bit. So not only that, that now you have tens of thousands of dollars worth of resources to start structuring your business for 2024. Really important, go work on those buyer, seller, and listing packages. And go set up some of your set it and forget it systems. You've got like a nice foundation of information just right here so that you can begin growing your business. Next, let's talk about agent growth and development. So there's 3 sections here for you guys to check out. Let's do them. We'll go back. We'll start here. Continuing education classes. This is a new piece that we added just recently. We partnered up with the CE shop. So if any agents are looking to get CE credits for any state or looking to get licensed in any state, LAER now has a partnership with them to make that super easy. So the reason why we love it at LAER is because if you're a LAER agent, we can track your CE, which is super helpful to us. But it's just kind of an extension of some of the other training classes that we already offer. In the middle here, we have our business plans and growth systems. These are really important. So first of all, in 2024, we launched the AlgoWin system. And basically what this is our team really focused on one question. Why is it that some real estate agents seem to do all the right things and never have results? And then other real estate agents, like last year, we had agents that made over $1 million a year in a more challenging market. So what is the difference? So basically what we did is we brought all of our highest performing agents together. And for us, we looked at all agents doing over $10 million in business. And we basically put together this survey and spent 2 days with all of our agents doing over $10 million. And from that, we determined that there is an algorithm to success. An algorithm means that if you do these things, you will get this result. So you do this input, you will get this output. And with that, we put together an algorithm for having extreme success in your business. In fact, what we say is that if you do these things, you will close on 30 transactions a year. That's a pretty bold statement, but also say that you have to do the things in order to get the 30 transactions. So that's why we built out a program. It's very simple. It literally comes down to 7 checklists for your business. That's a yearly, monthly, and a weekly checklist. That so the yearly is a checklist that you go through once a year to make sure you're set up for success. A monthly checklist that you do once a month, and a weekly checklist. Once you do those, once you have those going properly, you'll start getting business, which means then you need the other 4 checklists, which are a new listing appointment, a new listing, buyer appointment, and then client appreciation events. So we built out this system, we wrote a book around it, and if you are a LAER agent that joined in the last 6 months, we send this in our welcome package, that big welcome box you get when you join LAER. That booklet is in there. If you want a PDF version, anybody can get a free PDF version of this book. Just go, you can download it here. When you go to download it, it's going to ask you some questions about your business. And then once you answer those questions, it sends you just a PDF so you can download the program. But it's been a game changer for agents. What we're seeing from that, and we've only been using it for 1 year, is there are agents who are newer to the business closing. I can't say that we had anybody that was brand new close 30 transactions from it last year, but they did most of the stuff and they're closing 20 plus transactions, and those are new agents. So it absolutely, if you follow the system, you will have results from it. We also have traditional business planning tools. So first was the Algorithm system. The second one is a traditional business plan system. So this is like you would see, this is like a 40-page booklet where you fill out like your goals and right where you came from, like where did your business come from last year. It helps you dissect where your business came from last year and where you want it to go. I think this is an awesome tool for like if you run a team, for example, and you want to do like a team building session where you guys all do the business plan together. This is a great option. And then third, we also wrote this other plan that's just an interesting way to think about your business. And really what it does is it has you focus on you as a human being. So traditionally, real estate agents do every single year, you stay within a 10% differential of your previous year. So that's why agents kind of get pegged into these categories where if you're a $2 million agent, you're going to be probably a $2 million agent for a long time. Year after year, you'll do 2 million. Doesn't really matter what the market does, up or down. Same if you're a $20 million agent. Doesn't really matter what the market does, you're a $20 million agent, which tells us something. It means that your business is not as market driven as many of you think it is. It is more driven by what is going on in your head. So what this simple plan looks at is who you are as a human being right now, because you will have to become a different version of yourself if you want to see an extreme change in the level of business that you do. So this has you focus on kind of who you are now, what you want to do for business, then who you would need to become in order to do that level of business, and then build a plan around that way. So it's a unique way of looking at it. Then we have a income producing activities checklist. This is really good this time of year because it gives you some focus on what to do if you have a slow day. That's the biggest challenge of our business. What happens is when you wake up every morning and you have nothing to do. So this income producing activities worksheet will help you with that. All right,
Hey,
let's go
Stace,
back.
one question before
Yes.
we get to the next section. Kim Graham in the host and panelist discussion said, are you sharing your templates with us or only your own agents? Or she would like to purchase the templates if we're not sharing them.
All of our stuff is available for any agent at any firm. So
For free.
for free. You can
Boy,
send
we
me
really
money if you
screwed
want.
that up, Stacy. I mean, Kim's willing to pay for this stuff.
I know.
We're
You can
giving
send
it
me.
away.
I'll go to lunch with it. But you're also more than welcome to utilize whatever you would like for that you find in here. And then classes, meetings, and coaching. So these are just some additional places that you could find some of our training. First of all, every week, all of our training is open to any agent at any firm. If you want to go look at our upcoming training schedule, you can head over to laerrealty.com/layer training, and you'll see all upcoming training classes, and you can click on it and join. As well, a couple other resources you guys will want to check out. This is most important, our YouTube station. Our YouTube station, it's youtube.com/layer training. If you head over there now, you'll see we're actually live streaming this program right now. But I mean, there's so much content. This is one of my pet peeves in the real estate world. There's a ton of bad content out there. There's a ton of bad real estate training. It's just like old, not helpful. So we have put together just this amazing, all kinds of training classes. Not only do we offer all this training to any real estate agent, you can also go to these playlists and you'll see that we've organized it all for you. So we have our new skill drill series, our social media masterclass. Last year we had Tom Ferry come out for a day. So we've put all of our Tom Ferry stuff together, or how to build a $10 million business. Okay, so most important when you get to youtube.com/layer training is to subscribe. That way, it'll just send you a little message on your phone every time we upload a new training class, which is all the time. So that every once in a while you'll look down and be like, oh, that's a class I'd be interested in seeing. So go subscribe to our youtube.com/layer training so you don't miss any of the training classes. Also, if you're a LAER agent, this one piece is available only if you're a LAER agent. We have a phenomenal coaching program for agents that really want that extra level of accountability for their business. We pay for the coach, so you don't pay the coach. We have written our own 250-page guide to building a successful real estate business, and we have trained coaches who meet with you by Zoom twice a month for 6 months and walk you through our program. So strongly recommend. If you, and the coaching program, who is it for? It's really for agents doing less than $5 million in business. It'll kind of put you on the right track. Oh, one other piece that's brand new. If you were on last month's program, this didn't exist. We actually added a couple pieces since last month, and this is very common for us. So you'll see every month there's new stuff we add. If you go to laerrealty.com/transaction blueprint, this is a new resource center for beginner agents. So if you're a beginner agent, first of all, I'm so proud of this piece. We wrote, it's like a 50-page booklet on understanding home inspections and the mechanicals of real estate and the house. So you'll see it literally covers interior of a house, exterior, it goes into plumbing, everything, radon, pest inspections. Like, this is an amazing guide to understanding a home if you are a newer agent, like really understanding all the mechanicals, like from the roof and what to look for in a roof, and foundations and what to look for in foundations, fireplaces, what to look for, electrical issues, you name it. We cover everything. And like I said, I think it's 50 pages long. So that this is all under this new resource section we have for beginner agents. We also wrote a little guide to lead paint. We also wrote a guide to procuring cause best practices. We're a large brokerage, so we have about 800 agents, and I would say 3 to 5 times a year, we're in procuring cause situations over who gets paid, our brokerage or that brokerage, on a real estate transaction. So we wrote a guide to procuring cause best practices so that you always get paid on your transactions. Also, as we're expanding into new states, we've been building out these little legal best practices for each state. So far, we've only done Connecticut and Maine, but these are like little help guides. For example, this one is just like a little, if you're a Massachusetts agent, for example, and you just got licensed in Connecticut, that's like a little 4-page guide on what to know about Connecticut law. Also, under this section, you'll find our buyer presentation, listing presentations. We wrote a 4-week training class for, well, that's just to add, a 4-week agent training course. As well, we have tutorials on every real estate form. So this is amazing if you're a beginner agent to know, like, if I'm working on a Massachusetts transaction, these are the forms I need, and we built tutorial videos. So we've done those for Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Florida. We're still working on this, but this is brand new since last month. It wasn't here a month ago. The other piece that our team just recently added, and this we owe a debt of gratitude to our safety committee, is we wrote a guide to real estate safety for you guys. And basically this is like, if, first of all, you can download the whole booklet. It's like a 14-page booklet on real estate safety, what precautions you should be taking as a real estate agent. And then as you go scroll down to this, you'll also see additional resources like the NAR, National Association of Realtors, has a site just based on safety, the Beverly Carter Foundation, Invisaware, which is cool, beautiful jewelry that is hooked to a safety alarm. So different stuff, and that's all under the laerrealty.com/safety. So these two, the new agent resource section and the safety section, are two brand new sections of the LAER Agent Services site that we just recently added. So all of that is under the agent growth and development. Few other things. And then there's the agent safety button again. Before we have our Chief Sustainability Officer talk, couple more things we want to bring up. Tech tools. If you click on the tech tools, we've built out some cool stuff. First of all, we have this amazing listing description generator. So what we found is many agents, we all know like, oh, ChatGPT is really cool and stuff like that. It's also a little bit clunky. So we built out this listing description generator where you can go in and just fill out a little bit of information about the property you're listing, and it's going to build this beautiful description for you to use in MLS. Now, it is built off of AI, so you do have to go in and check it. But I will tell you, once a week, we get an email to Happy Agent saying, this is incredible. Like, it saved me so much time using this generator. And this is for any agent. You don't have to be a LAER agent to utilize this. We also built it for agent bios. You guys, if you've ever seen our training programs before, you know I have a little bit of a pet peeve with agent bios, because the first thing people do in the world we live in, the first thing a consumer does when they get introduced to you is they Google you. And please, as number 3 or 4 on your list of things to go execute on today, go Google you. Because I always say, would you hire you if you Googled you? So go Google yourself and make sure your bio looks really good in anything that comes up on the first page of a web search. Agents don't have great bios because they don't know what to say about themselves. So go into our agent bio generator. You do not have to be a LAER agent. You can be any agent at any firm. Fill this out and it will create a wonderful bio for you. You just fill out some basic information and it will write it for you. All the other tools that we'll cover a little bit later, we have Cloud CMA, Showing Time, Isact, Real Scout, Boost by HomeSpotter. These are where all the logins are for all of that. And let's just see if there's anything else. The one other thing before I introduce Craig is if you're a LAER agent, this is just really quick. So we have an agent directory. I went under the wrong one. LAER offices, I think it is. Okay, so 2 things. If you're a LAER agent and you want to access one of our offices, so we have about 40 offices in Massachusetts and Florida, and we're expanding. If you want to use one of our offices, you can click on this Access a LAER office, and it'll have a list of the offices you can access, which is most of them. There's a few offices that are like team offices, which you don't automatically get access to those offices, but most of them are just LAER offices you can use whenever you want. You go in there, you click on the office you want to go use, and it'll ask you your name, your phone number, and your LAER email address. And then the system will email you how to get into the office and information like that. Also, if you want a staff schedule to know where all of our staff is at any one time, the staff schedule is wonderful for that. And that's helpful. Like if you have somebody dropping off a check and you want to know when somebody's going to be at the office to accept delivery of that, that's a great resource as well. Okay, with that, there's an entire section here on sustainability tools. And to go over sustainability, we have with us today Craig Foley, our Chief Sustainability Officer, to talk about sustainability.
Thanks so much, Stacey. I've said this before, but I'm on these meetings almost every month, and I'm always blown away with, one of our in our cultural section, it says continuous improvement. I think it's number 6.
Mhm.
And I've never seen a company that is as committed to continuous improvement as this one is. And, Stacey, honestly, as you are, I'm wondering when you sleep. Does that happen at all in your life? Because I mean, I just see this evolving every month, and it's really pretty amazing what's
Well, one
happening.
thing I do want to say, Craig, only because you run one of the committees, I can't stress how important our whole company, I always like to say, our company is something super special, but it is because of the agent engagement. So we have lots of committees. If you're a LAER agent and want to join one, you can go to laerrealty.com/committees. That's plural, EES committees. But everything we have, like that safety guide, everything we have is because of the committees. And then they bring that back to our LAER Leadership Council and we execute. So that's why, like, every single month things are a little bit different, and it's because of the people engaging, saying, hey, this would be better than what we already have, and then we execute on it. So thank you, and thank you for all the work that our sustainability committee does too.
Yeah, Sustainability Committee, we are meeting on February 28th at noon. We're going to be dealing with solar, both residential and commercial solar as the topic. So that's an hour-long conversation that happens on Zoom every month. And that is also open to agents from other companies, Stacey, as well. So if there's someone on here from another company that's just interested in sustainability and, figuring out what they can do and how they want to move the ball forward, you're definitely welcome. Just drop your email into the chat with me, and I'll add you to the email list of who we reach out to for the committee work that happens with LAER Sustainability Committee. So we're going to just talk about quickly why we've been doing what we've been doing. I joined the company in 2019 on my birthday, January 4th. So I've been here a little bit over 5 years, and I joined as the Chief Sustainability Officer. I also run a team, but do a lot of work for our agents to, even transactionally at this point. I'm sure many of you have sold homes with solar PV, many with solar panels on the rooftop, photovoltaics, PV. Many agents I have found, when they're listing these homes, don't understand that there's actually a different way to value using an income approach those solar panels and the income that they're producing for the homeowner if it's post-owned, if the homeowner owns it. So, there's very specific transactional things that we're dealing with in this part of the marketplace, as well as working to make sure that we're doing the right thing and we're talking the talk as well as walking the walk. I've been involved with a lot of this stuff at National Association of Realtors at a pretty deep level. Really exciting to see over the last 5-6 years how much NAR has done in this space to really move this ball forward. And it's been really exciting to be a participant in all of this. This year, I'm serving on the executive committee for NAR, which is probably a little bit more than I signed up for, Stacey, to be honest with you. There's quite a bit going on right now, but they've added specifically a sustainability position this year on exec, and I'm honored to be the first one to serve in that position. So a lot going on at the GSEs in this work as well. So everybody is thinking about, climate risk, a changing climate. People are thinking about greenhouse gas emissions. Homeowners are thinking about decarbonizing their home, adding solar PV, lowering their carbon footprint, healthier homes, more comfortable homes to live in. These are all things that fit into this niche of sustainability that we're real leaders on. But It's been exciting to see, Stacey. I have to say this, that I got contacted by a very large residential real estate firm that's publicly traded because they want to add a chief sustainability officer. So I'm working with them on writing what the position will actually look like.
Hmm.
I can't disclose who that is at this point, but this is happening all over the place at this point. And really, thanks to Stacey's leadership, we've been doing this the longest. We were the first, and it's really exciting to see how this is moving the industry in a really positive way. And part of the driver of this is what you're seeing right here. This is information from a company called the Shelton Group, which is a worldwide sustainability marketing firm. And they say 74% of US consumers are making purchasing decisions based on a company's environmental reputation. 74% making purchasing decisions based on a company's environmental reputation. And, up until just recently, no one except for us was really thinking about how to engage consumers in this space as well. And the value proposition, you were talking about showing your value, particularly as it concerns to buyer agency these days, Stacey. This is such a great tool to be an expert in, to really bring value to buyers looking in the marketplace. Particularly younger buyers, first-time home buyers are very, very engaged in this work. And there's a real there in the marketplace. This is a map of Massachusetts of homes with significant high performance improvements. This map comes from the Green Building Registry, which Sergio will throw into the chat if he hasn't already. And you can see, I'm sure the numbers are over 193 now, 193,000 homes in the state of Massachusetts with significant green building improvements. And if I were to go on this map and go down to Melrose where I live, you could actually find my home and see the improvements with my address, what my HERS score is, the fact that it's Pearl certified. You could actually find that on the map. So just think about this as being a NAR green designated agent looking for opportunities to make sure your skills and knowledge of knowing how to value these homes with high performance home improvements appropriately. There is a map here with addresses on it that you can use to start to build your database that I don't think anybody's really using except for when we talk about it here. Another place where we have offices is in New Hampshire. You can see about 7,000 homes in New Hampshire. But look at this, Florida, over 200,000 homes with significant green building improvements, more than even Massachusetts, right? Very different political culture going on, obviously, but green buildings happening all over the United States of America. So, and these are existing homes too, not just new construction, but homes like mine. I have an 1895 Victorian that's on this map because my wife and I made a commitment in this extensive renovation that we did over the last couple of years to decarbonize the home. So we switched to air source heat pumps as our only heating and cooling source. We updated the building envelope in a pretty big way. We switched to a heat pump hot water heater. We switched to an induction cooktop. So we cut the gas completely from our home and switched completely to electrification, which is, again, something that we're starting to hear a lot of in these markets out there. This last month, Stacey, for the LAER Sustainability Committee did presentation on the new state building codes, and very well attended. Usually that lasts for an hour. We had so many questions. We went for an hour 25 before I had to go to my next meeting. So it's just great to see the engagement here. People are realizing, there's a lot going on here. We have to understand what these new building codes mean. If we're working with buyers buying homes, oftentimes the listing agents don't even know what the new building codes mean. So you, again, being a buyer's agent, you can really bring considerable value here. I'll just say this. Massachusetts building codes are some of the most rigorous in the United States, and Florida building codes, from a building resiliency standpoint, homes that are dealing with significant extreme weather events, those are the most rigorous in the United States in terms of resilient building features in new construction. So, our market areas are really filled with this. I think we just need to, open our eyes to what's going on here and take a look at the opportunity that's available for all of us by specializing in this. I mentioned a different political climate. Governor DeSantis, though, did a really phenomenal thing from my perspective, right? So the legislature was trying to move a new net metering bill through the state of Florida last year. The net metering bill is what allows homeowners to get money back when they produce excess power from their solar panels on their rooftop from the utility. The legislation that was being presented would have really impacted very, very negatively the jobs for solar providers in the state of Florida. And I was thrilled that Governor DeSantis vetoed that bill and kept the net metering bill as it is. So even very different political perspectives, right? People get this. They get that there's real value here for successful home ownership in the United States of America, as in particular, as utility costs continue to rise. One of the things that we're a big believer on, and in the state of Massachusetts, LAER Realty Partners does have the most green designated agent, number of green designated agents of any firm in the Commonwealth. That's important because you're going to hear me talk about this in just a little bit. I firmly believe, now this is not company policy, this is Craig Foley talking, right? I firmly believe that if you've got a home with significant green building, high performance improvements on it, and you're not knowledgeable and competent in this part of the marketplace, my feeling is the best thing that you can do on behalf of your client is send that listing to someone that you can get a referral fee for, but that is trained in understanding valuation and marketing of these homes with significant high performance features. Again, that is not LAER company policy. It's just something that I believe very strongly, knowing what I know. We're also in our LAER check request form. So I'm guessing that by the time we get to the end of a transaction and we close a deal, we'd like to get paid for it, right? So yeah, at LAER, we fill out a check request form in order to get that payment. In the LAER check request form, you'll see this pop up, which is a question about, does your home have green high performance features? So we are trying to track at LAER, and the only company that I know of in the United States that's doing this, but tracking our homes that we're representing sellers or buyers with high performance features. So on the left are some of the typical pieces that you'll see in, for instance, MLS PIN checkboxes that you need to fill out about high performance home features. And on the right is from the Beaches MLS, which is where our Florida agents use it's the MLS our Florida agents use. And you can see resilient building features are a big part of what we need to be featuring down in Florida. So I just ask you, when you're filling out your check request form, please, please, please just take a look at this quickly and see if there's any kind of green building improvements, because we want to track that and highlight that that we're leaders in this part of the marketplace. And if you have some kind of green building improvement, let's say it's a lawn that's drought resistant, that's not mentioned in here any place. Over in the other category, you can write those in and add it as a high performance feature for that home. So please do fill that out, because we really do want to track this stuff. And there is, it's a cheap joke, I know, but there are kind of 50 shades of green as well, right? I mean, if you start with, changing all of your old incandescent light bulbs to the new LEDs, light emitting diode light bulbs, that's a shade of green. Passive house, net zero energy homes that are producing more energy than they're using on an annual basis is probably shade 50, right? I'm probably in the 30s someplace with the work that my wife and I have done on our 1895 Victorian, but there's all kinds of shades in here. So please, as you start to think about this stuff, remember to fill them in the LAER check request form, please. This is what happened with my house. Just, quickly, we're at 957 Main Street, Unit 2. We have a HERS index score of 59, which is pretty darn good for an 1895 Victorian, very tough building envelope to get tight. We did a pretty good job. But the number I want to highlight here is this $3,711 of the annual savings. So believe it or not, and like what I hear many times when I teach the green designation is, Craig, appraisers don't recognize this. And I can totally, I can absolutely say that that is incorrect. That's BS. There's a whole set of appraisers in this state and in all states in the country that have gone through the Appraisal Institute's Valuation of Sustainable Buildings program. So sets of appraisers that have spent time, energy, and money to be able to value homes, understanding some of the different value propositions that these green high-performance homes add to the marketplace. So, for instance, if I were to give my HERS rating certificate to an appraiser that had gone through the Valuation of Sustainable Buildings program, they could use that $3,700 number and used a net present value calculation to add contributory value to my home. Now, as a listing agent, I think it's really smart for us to be able to understand that value proposition as well. It's not just about comps anymore with these homes. There are different valuation processes that, in a hot market, we can legitimately add some of these additional ways to value the home on top of the comps. And in a softer marketplace, wouldn't it be great if I had $40,000 of additional contributory value in a soft marketplace where the appraisers might be coming in a little bit thin when we get to that point in the marketplace, and having that additional contributory value could actually save a deal. So this is really specific, true, and transactional in the real estate process. We need to get the word out more. We need more green designated agents. But again, LAER has the most of any company here in Massachusetts. My home is also electrified, and it's Pearl certified gold as well. Pearl certification is one of our great partners at LAER. What I love about them is, for existing homes like mine, they have a green certification scheme that's cost effective to be able to do. In fact, if I'm listing a home with high performance features, I'll pay for it as the listing agent because it's very cost effective, and they give you incredible marketing tools for the home and the valuation strategies that you need to know to move the ball forward. We've gotten a ton of exposure at LAER on a national level for the work that's happened here. Very proud of that. Done a lot of work, and the National Association of Realtors is very aware of the work that we've done here to move the ball forward. Now, remember when I talked about competence and responsibility, even more importantly. Again, this is not a LAER office procedure, right? This is Craig Foley talking again. But Article 11 of our Code of Ethics requires competence when we're listing homes or commercial buildings, that we be competent in that space, right? And on top of that, in the first two standards of procedure under Article 11, it talks about being knowledgeable in the property being valued. And I can absolutely 100% say that there is a process that we teach in the NAR Green Designation of how to value these homes appropriately. So again, just from our Code of Ethics standpoint, I would have you think about the fact that we want to serve our clients the best way that we can. And if they've invested in some high performance home green improvements and you're not knowledgeable and competent in that space, you may want to think about referring that over to maybe somebody on your own team has the green designation, but somebody certainly at LAER can help you value these homes appropriately. And even under fiduciary responsibility, this is from Greb's website. Again, you see competency, competent agent being highlighted in there. And this is a very specific space in which competency really does apply, I think. There's also President Biden passed in August 2022 the Inflation Reduction Act. Maybe you've heard of that. I'll throw a link in the chat after we finish, but there are great ways. We're coming on tax season, obviously. There are great tax incentives now out there. I mean, particularly if you've had a good year in real estate as an independent contractor, we get hit really hard in April, right? So there are great ways when you make these investments on your home. Let's say you put a $20,000 solar PV system on your home that you own, right? You get to take 30% of that off from what you owe the federal government the next year you file your taxes. So $6,000 off from what you owe. There are just a ton of tax incentives that are out there that we should be playing around with as realtors, definitely, because we have a tax appetite, but also sharing this with our, particularly our past buyers that are our current homeowners, hopefully will be our future sellers. Great tax advantages out there to be able to take advantage of right now. Also, just under National Association of Realtors strat plan for the current phase that we're in, you can see climate change is really featured right now. We really need to rethink what's going on here and have some level of expertise that we can offer our clients in terms of a changing climate, what this means to our industry. And I'm involved with this deeply. If you have any questions about this stuff, obviously part of my job here is to answer those questions. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone or give me a call. We've got a bunch of things in that sustainability toolkit that Stacey pointed out. A lot of things that I've talked about, appraisal tools, scripts for solar. There's a lot of resources in there, so please do check that out. Also, Stacey, just so you know, coming right up, Broker's Edge. So this is a National Association of Realtors event that's happening in Waltham, Massachusetts. So it's great. You don't have to fly to get there. And you can see there's great speakers here. It's a national event for NAR. There's going to be an update on the whole commission lawsuit, obviously. Some of our great GADs, government affairs directors at Massachusetts Association of Realtors, Justin Davidson, Johnny Schreiber are going to be presenting, Peter Ruffini, Kimberly Allard. These are all well-known names in Massachusetts real estate. Lawrence Yun, Dr. Yun is going to be there, our chief economist, to talk about this stuff. And I get to follow Lawrence Yun, which is not a good place to be on the agenda, Stacey. That's always a tough follow, but I'm going to do the best that I can with this stuff. So please come check this out. There's a lot happening in this space. Like I said, love to see you there. And boy, there's so much going on, Stacey. I can't even tell you.
All right, awesome stuff. And I want to reiterate, I agree with Craig that by not engaging in sustainability, first of all, I do still think that it's possible to build a niche for your business around sustainability because many agents don't even speak about it as part of their offering or their unique value proposition. So that being said, there is still opportunity for agents to build it as part of the niche of their business. But I do agree with Craig that you do become a liability in your business. And we did a class a couple of years ago with a woman who was a green appraiser who shared a story about a listing agent who went out on a listing presentation, and the property had all kinds of energy efficient features. And the listing agent didn't know about any of it, didn't know which of those features contributed value, which ones didn't, and underpriced the property severely. The second agent that came in was a green designated agent and did properly price the property for a lot higher than the first agent. But imagine if the consumer had listed with the first agent at a significantly lower value and found out later that their agent just didn't know that some of the energy pieces contributed to value. Just tons of potential exposure to liability that is totally unnecessary by just taking the class. And by the way, I told Craig last month, I took the green designation in 2023. And just recently, when I was scrambling for CE credits, I'm like, wait a second, I think my green designation gave me CE credits, which it did. I got like 9 CE credits for that. So you need CE credits anyways. Why not dig in and take the green designation? So thank you, Craig.
Yep. I did throw in the chat link from Rewiring America, the IRA calculator. You know, one simple thing you do, just click on that link, throw in 5 inputs about your income, how you file your taxes, and take a look at how many tax incentives that are available just being able to use that. Again, if you're realtor having a great year, this is a great time to invest in your own property, whether it's single family or multifamily. There are also great tax benefits that were extended through this as well.
All right, awesome stuff. Let me go back to, so we're now back to our program guide, which is where we started today. Let's see. All right, back to our program guide. We're on page 7 of the guide. It's a 40-page guide, and we only have 1 hour left. So we're going to fly through a lot of information. We spent the last couple of hours at LAERagentservices.com, where you can get tons of incredible resources for your business. The next piece I want to talk about is I'm going to invite Sergio, who is the head of our marketing department, to come on and talk a little bit about the resources available. For the next 5 minutes or so, as Sergio talks about this stuff, the automation that we offer regarding marketing pieces for listings and stuff like that, and for social media. So we've automated all that for LAER agents, is only available for LAER agents. But once we get past this next 5 minutes or so, we have still tons of content to share with you, which is great for agents of any real estate firm. So with that, I want to introduce Sergio. Welcome, Sergio.
All right, thanks, Stacey. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So real quick, I'm just going to cover a few things that we have available for our LAER agents. The first one being the LAER marketing bundle. So as a LAER agent, when your home goes live on the MLS, our team gets to work. We create a whole marketing bundle for your listing. So this includes a brochure, which we deliver to you as a PDF, as well as social media pieces that cover the whole transaction. So from just listed, open house, just sold. We also provide you with Canva templates for all of these. And these are all created by our team. This is not just an automatically generated thing. So we make sure that we have all the correct images, that the flow all makes sense. We correct any spelling mistakes that you might have in your description. We cover all of that, and we deliver to you within 24 hours of your listing being live on the MLS. So this is, if you're a LAER agent, you can expect this from us. If at any point you don't see this email from us, this is delivered via email, and I'll show you what that looks like in a bit. If you don't see that email from us, let us know, happyagents@laerrealty.com. We can make sure that it all gets out to you. Another feature that we have, another really great marketing piece that we have, is the 4-page brochure. So if you went out and got really great photos for your luxury listing, you got some drone photos, etc., we create this really nice piece that prints out on 11x17 paper and folds sort of like a magazine. This you do need to order a la carte. So if you go to laeragentservices.com, if you go and click on the social media piece or the marketing piece order form, you're able to order it there. You can give us the original images, right? There is a minimum of 16 images. It's a fairly large piece, so we want to really make sure that we display your images correctly. We can grab them from the MLS, but we definitely recommend that you share the original images from your photographer with us. This just ensures that the actual piece is all high quality. So like I said, laeragentservices.com, this is not a part of your marketing bundle, just because we're not going to make one for every single listing. But you can order one, and you can order one ahead of time too. So if your home hasn't hit the market yet, but you have everything ready, you have your description ready, your images, you can share this with us, and then you can have it ready for when you do go live on the MLS. So I think before we do that, I'm going to very quickly just show you a sample of what this email looks like. So let me pull one up. So you'll receive an email that looks just like this. You'll say your concierge marketing package is here. You'll see 3 buttons. To start using your pieces right away, just click on Download Bundle. This brings up Google Drive. So everything is delivered in Google Drive. So everything is here. So the listing brochure is here. We have our marketing pieces. We also include an open house sign-in sheet, as well as a flyer for our closing partners. And then we started including LAER brochures, right? These are just general brochures about LAER, just to have them in handy so you can print them out while you're printing everything else out. So this is the fastest way of you just getting the pieces and using them. You can use these on any social media platform you'd like. But we also include Canva templates. So for example, we have our brochure. If I click on this Open in Canva button, as long as you're signed into Canva, it'll open right up in Canva. Now, particularly for the marketing bundle, we don't share the template with you. We actually share the original link, the original design with you. So this helps us collaborate together. If you do have a change at any point, you can make it yourself, but you can request a change through Happy Agents. We can do it on our end, and you'll see it all automatically happen on your end. So this is a live listing. Anything that I make here will show up on this particular agent's Canva. So I'm going to make a copy just to show you how easy it is to modify and update your brochure. So we have our listing price. Any of this text is editable. You can come in, just double click in if you had a price improvement, just like that. And then you can share, you can download this as a PDF and then print out, right? Same with the images, very easy to update. You just upload, if you click on uploads and then upload files, you can navigate on your computer. I'm just going to grab some random pictures here and upload them. And it's very easy to update. All you need to do is just click on one of the pictures, drag and drop. These are all frames, so they're all drag and drop. You can just very quickly drag and drop your new images here. Like I said before, we try to do our best to make sure that the images that we do select for your listing make sense. But if you do want to change them, it's very easy. You can adjust within this frame as well. So if you double click, this brings you to a different menu here where you can just adjust within the frame. You can slide things up and down. And then when you're done, just click done and it all fits within this frame. You can replace your photo, you can add your logo, you can change any of this stuff. This is all editable and this all prints out on 8.5 by 11. If I click on share, yeah, go ahead.
Permanently stored. There's a question in the panelists section.
Oh, let me pull up the chat.
Stays perfectly. This stays stored forever in Canva on your own personal account. You can change this whenever, Sergio, right?
Exactly. So if I click back home, right? So this is my Canva account here. You'll see that whenever I open a new design, it'll just stay here. One thing you do need to keep in mind is the name of the actual file. So we name it the address, right? So if you just search for the address, it should pop up. At any point, you can always go back to this email. So this is what the subject line looks like. It's usually the address and then your concierge marketing package. If you just do a quick search for concierge marketing package, all of these emails will pop up. And these all come from happyagents@laerrealty.com. These links always work. So we never take down the Google Drive or these two links. We just let them live live. And if at any point, though, if you feel like you can't find it, if you're missing it, let us know. We keep records of everything, and we can make sure we can send this out to you again. So thanks for your question. Oh, there's a chat. There we go. Okay, very good. Okay, great. So let me keep going. Like I said, we have these 3 buttons. These 2 are for the Canva templates. We have social media here as well. For the social media post, if you go all the way to the bottom, we do include a couple of posts that we don't include in the drive. So the reason is that we don't have all the information yet. We have an open house piece that does have a section for the date and time. Right, so this, you can come in here, you can add your date and time, you can click on share, you can download this as an image to post on social media, or there is a share on social directly through Canva. So if you click on this, you do need to connect your social media account. So I don't have anything connected to this account, but if I click on Facebook page, it'll ask me to proceed through Facebook to connect. All you need to do is sign in. But you're able to post directly to your Facebook page from Canva. Canva Pro does have a scheduler. That's a feature of Canva Pro. I don't have time to cover that right now, but I do have a Canva 101 class that I do every month, which you can check out. Another thing that we have is a new price. So if you did have a price adjustment, obviously we don't have the new price when you first list your home, but you can come in here, add the new price, and then post on social media. So that is the marketing bundle. We have some other resources. We have a FedEx delivery option. You can print these out at any of our offices. Like Stacey said, we have a lot of printers, so you can use any of those. We do have a printing service as well. If you don't live close to one of the offices, just fill out this form, and then we can process that with you. This actually does come with a folder, as well as some other things here. So every one of these emails has this order link, and you can order it right here. Okay, so let me go to our next part, which is the weekly social media assistant. So every Monday, as a LAER agent, you will receive both an email and a text with 7 to 10 social media posts. These are all ready to post. These are images and video. But we also, again, we're always providing Canva templates for our agents. So you also get Canva templates. We also provide suggested captions and hashtags. So the posts include, just standard social media posts that you can post on Facebook, on basically any platform. We also include posts that are formatted to fit Facebook and Instagram stories. And then, like I mentioned, we do provide suggested captions. So sometimes, I think before we would just provide the images, and our agents would, sometimes say that they don't really know what to say. So we give you a good suggestion, right? You can use all of it. You can use some of it. You can customize it to fit your local market, your local needs. But we try to give you everything at the beginning of the week so you can schedule everything out. I'm going to give you a demo of that too. Let me know if you have any questions while I pull this up. Okay, so we have this email that went out on Monday to our agents. And at the beginning of the month, we try to provide Facebook cover photos. We have 2 markets in New England and in Florida, so we try to make sure that our images correspond to each market. You can edit these in Canva as well. We have these edit in Canva button. And then these are our standard posts. We have our suggested caption that you can just copy and paste. And then we have our images, which you can download very easily by just clicking on the download button. And then, of course, we have our Canva links here. So we can come in here, click on edit in Canva, use template for new design. So this opens up a template on your own account. Whatever you do to this account, for every other template that we share, the listing bundle is a particular thing, but for any of these other templates, you can do whatever you want to it. So if you want to remove the logo, add your own logo. If you want to change the background photo, you can do so. You can always go back to this original email and open up a fresh copy of the template, right? For some reason you lost it or you accidentally deleted something like this, there is an undo button, so you can always do that. But there is a fresh copy that you can always open up. Just click use template for new design again, and it will open up a new fresh copy. At the bottom, we also have our Facebook and Instagram story formatted pieces. These you can use as is. So you receive both an email and a text message. So as a LAER agent, make sure that you are getting those. If at any point you feel you're not getting these, you can email us at happyagent@laerrealty.com. I think one other thing, if you are not a LAER agent, but you want to try out our system, there is a way that you can check these out. So if you go to laeragentservices.com, let me see if I can pull up over here and scroll down to our weekly social media assistant. We also have them here, right? If you want to try them out, feel free to do so just to see how our system works. Again, you just click on download image. This will download the image itself. This one actually is a video, which you can download. And then we have our links for Canva as well. And for this particular page, you don't have to highlight and copy the whole thing. You can just click on copy text and you can try it out. Obviously, if you're a LAER agent, we'll deliver it to you via email and text message. It's a little more convenient. But if you are interested in this, you can check it out on LAER Agent Services. And that does it for me.
All right. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Sergio.
Yep.
All right, we have about 45 more minutes. I just want to quickly go over a few things that I hope you wrote down, because I keep going back to this only because you guys have been warriors, sticking with us through a very long Zoom program today. That being said, we want to make sure you execute on a few things, because execution is power. So some of the things I think you should be executing on, if you have not already done so, is number one, those packages, buyer, seller, and investor packages. I think you should have, say, 20 or so of each type of package, all printed and ready to give out if you meet a customer. Also, if you don't have a system set up for just listed, just sold postcards, I highly recommend mlsmailings.com. I would head over and put that on my list of things to execute on. As well, I think mailers in general, if you have the ability to do it, Wise Pelican we talked about has a great mailer program that has call to action built into it through a landing page. And we also talked about TPMCO, the personal marketing company, to create a program for follow-up marketing to the people that you close on transactions with. So those are some of the key things. And we spent the morning going through hundreds of potential pieces that you can use, customize for your business. Want to also just direct you back to the training section of laeragentservices.com, or the career development section, I should say, make sure you download the Alcorn guide. If you're a new agent at LAER, you would have received that in your welcome package, but you can download the PDF of that Alcorn program because it is a program that will walk you through to get you to 30 transactions per year. It's a system in place. Okay, so we're going to move on to the rest of the program. By the way, if you are an agent at another company and you're interested in learning more about LAER, you can email me at happyagent@laerrealty.com. I'm the CEO of LAER. I'd love to talk to you. And even if we're not currently in your market, we are expanding. So right now we have 30 plus offices throughout Massachusetts. We have 4 offices in Southern New Hampshire. We're working on another office in Florida. So that'll bring us to 5 offices in Florida and actively expanding into Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut. So those are where the main areas where you'll see LAER offices. So if you're ever interested in learning more, please email. Our goal for this year is to add an office in Maine, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and then from there, New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So we'd love to chat with you. All right, that is the extent of any type of sales pitch for you guys. Want to go back to our program guide. Okay, one last piece under the LAER program and services guide, because remember, we're still in the marketing section. This booklet is divided up into 4 sections, and the first section was like marketing and branding. We're still in the first section, and our program is, we only have about 40 minutes left. So the one last piece I just want to mention, if you're a LAER agent, we boost. So at no cost to you, we do boost your listing. Anytime you get a new listing, we boost it on through HomeSpotter. It gets boosted on Facebook, Instagram, Nextdoor, plus any of the sites that allow for pay-per-click advertising. You'll see your listing. And any of the leads that come through on this go directly to you. If you need help, the only reason you would really need to log into the Boost platform is if you want to extend the advertising beyond the 7 days that we pay for. But if you do want to extend an ad, sometimes agents like to run them for 30 days, or you can certainly do that. And if you need help logging into your Boost account, just email happyagent@laerrealty.com and we'll assist with that. Okay, let's see. Let's move over to our technology section. This is the second section of the LAER program and services guide. First of all, if you're a LAER agent, there's a bunch of different technologies that you get as part of your membership at LAER. We use .loop for all of our Massachusetts, or I should say all of our New England transactions are all in .loop. Secondly, app files is what our Florida offices prefer, so that's what we use there. All agents get Showing Time, Cloud CMA, Boost by HomeSpotter, and then G Suite if they have interest in Google Workspace account with LAER. So that's all the complementary technology. Now, one of the things agents ask when they're shopping around real estate firms is, are there any monthly fees associated with being with your brokerage? And at our company, the answer is maybe. We do have an optional $39 per month tech bundle. And the tech bundle includes 3 products. Isact, which is a database and set it and forget it marketing system. That's part 1. Number 2 is a website. And number 3 is Real Scout. You get all 3 parts of that for $39 a month. By the way, as an individual agent, you can go buy any of these. Even if you're outside of LAER, you can go buy any of these 3 products for $39 each per month. If you're a LAER agent, we just get a discount because we have a lot of agents. So it's a little less expensive. You get all 3 for $39 per month. Now let's talk about what these products are and the order of importance. So first of all, your set it and forget it marketing system. This one is super important. So I talked earlier about, I think I promised I wasn't going to rant again about Zillow, but I'm going to have to break my promise for just 30 seconds. We have to, as real estate agents, do what Zillow is good at. And also we have to excel at the things that Zillow can't do. So Zillow can't go out there and make belly to belly contact with human beings. But they're doing a few things really well that we have to do really well too. One of them is constantly staying in touch with the people in our database. If you go in and sign up for Zillow as a customer, you will get emails multiple times a day, every day from Zillow. That's even if there's no listings in the town you're looking for, they'll send you other listings. Like they stay in touch constantly. So we have to stay in touch constantly. Absolutely necessary that you have to remember your database is your gold. So you have to be putting people into your database constantly. So everybody you know, I always say, think about if you were planning your wedding, who would you invite? Those people should be in your database. All of your neighbors should be in your database. Name and email address at least. As well, anybody that comes through your open houses, put them in your database. You sign up for lead programs, put all those people in your database. You should be in the business of collecting names and email addresses. By the way, do you know who else is in the business of collecting names and email addresses? Zillow. So that's all they do. They are a company that collects names and email addresses and then they market to them. You have to do the same thing. So that being said, the two most important parts of this tech bundle is Isact, because it's a place to store the names and email addresses that you're going to collect and market to, a set it and forget it system so that every week you're marketing to people. And then second most important part of the tech bundle is Real Scout. Real Scout is a property search platform. And by the way, it's a better platform than Zillow. Like I said, Zillow is, first of all, inaccurate. It does not update daily or by the minute. So it is so easy for a customer to go on to Zillow and fall in love with a house that has already been taken by someone else. So Real Scout does not do that. It's real-time information. So your client's not going to fall in love with a house that is already under agreement with somebody else. Not to mention, Real Scout has very precise ability to help the consumer narrow down the search. If you look, Zillow does not make it easy for the consumer to narrow down the search because that's not the business they're in. They don't care if the client finds the house that they want. Zillow wants to market to names and email addresses. So that's why the two most important pieces of the $39 a month bundle are Isact and Real Scout. Why I love Isact is a very, very, very simple database. It does a few things well, and it's very basic. It is a place to store names and email addresses. As well, it automatically does a monthly newsletter. So you can stay in touch once a month with anybody in your database. You don't have to write the newsletter. You don't have to do anything. You just have to put in names and email addresses, and the system will send a newsletter from you. It does a couple other things. If you're a LAER agent using it, we have our own home buyer campaign. It's like a 12-week email campaign for first-time home buyers. Isact also does birthday emails. If you put a person's birth date in the system, it sends them a birthday card from you. And it does home anniversary emails. So it's a set it and forget it marketing system, which you need to compete with Zillow. That's Isact. Very basic. Are there other database systems out there that are more robust? 100% there are. But sometimes when something is so robust, agents don't use it. So we like Isaac because it's so simple to use. So that's the first part. Second part is Real Scout. And I'm going to have Ashley come on in a few minutes just to show you guys a quick overview of how the Real Scout platform works. But basically, this is the home search platform. This is how you are going to compete with Zillow, because we're going to teach our customers not to go to Zillow to look for real estate. We want them to come to our platform to look for real estate. So what we recommend you utilize is Real Scout. So we'll show you how that works. And again, this is a better search platform than Real Scout because it's accurate information that can be really chiseled down to exactly what the client wants. Now, the third part of the $39 a month tech bundle is a website. Websites, in my opinion, are almost useless in our business. I would not have said that 20 years ago. So we provide you, as part of the $39 a month tech bundle, a very nice, pretty, sufficient website for your business. Nobody's going to your website. Super rare somebody's going to land on your website. What's actually more important is that you have a Google business page. And by the way, if you want to see a wonderful class on Google business pages, make sure to go look at our YouTube station. We did a wonderful program this week, exactly how, step by step, it's a 45-minute program, how to set up your Google business page. That today is more important than a website. But the $39 a month tech bundle includes a website, and it's very pretty. I just always like to set the tone so that you know where to properly spend your time. As real estate agents, where you need to spend your time is a set it and forget it marketing system to stay in touch with the client, and a system so that the clients that you bring in can look at real estate. That is what matters. Your website does not matter. You're never going to have a lot of people come to your website. You're never going to rank super high on a web search with your website. There's too many companies that are going to come before you, but you can actually come up high on a Google search with the Google business page. You just much harder to do with the website. So while we give you a nice website as part of the $39 a month tech bundle, don't waste any time on it. Spend your time on the other two resources. And with that, I'm going to have Ashley give you guys a quick demo of the Real Scout platform.
Thank you, Stacey. All right, so I am going to go ahead and share my screen with everyone. There. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and log out and start from the login page. So once you get to the Real Scout sign-in page, there are two sides to it. There is a customer facing side and an agent side. So if you are an agent and you do have a Real Scout, you want to make sure that you are clicking on the agent side and log in here. If you are a home buyer or you want to set up yourself as a home buyer, just make sure you're not using the same email that you're using for your agent profile, because it will not work. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as an agent. And once you log in, it is going to bring you to this homepage called the dashboard. And on this homepage, it's good for a couple things, because you can take a quick glance at what your clients have looked at. You can also see how many times they have viewed a second or how many times they have viewed a specific property. So this client right here has viewed this listed in Manchester for a second time. And I know that because it says second time right here. So I know that she's been going back to this property, so she could have some interest in that property. You can also see what properties they have viewed. So this icon right here, that's a blue circle with an eye, means that she has viewed this property, SDF, and it's going to list the property that they have viewed. On this dashboard, it also shows you if a client has liked a property. So if a client has liked a specific property, it's going to be a green circle with a thumbs up. If a client has disliked a property, it's going to be a red circle with a thumbs down. So I am trying to find what those exactly look like on my dashboard, because I know I have some. So right here, this client, she did not like this specific property on Mitchell Street. But then if I keep scrolling down, there's a like somewhere in here. So if I come across it, I'll show you guys. So that dashboard could be useful, because then what you could do is on any specific property, you can click on it and it's going to open up. And it's bringing me to the client facing side. Okay. So this is what your client will see when they log into their Real Scout. So if I click view details, I have to sign back in. 1 second. It's making me sign back in. So if I click on this property right here, it's going to open up. And what I like about doing home searches or anything in Real Scout is that it gives me all of the information that I would find in MLS, but there are some added features that you get within Real Scout that you don't get in MLS. So you have all of your standard information, the pictures right from MLS. That you can scroll through. You have the description, you have the type of property, the square footage, all of that in right here. The further down we go, there's a map that for some reason is not loaded today. There we go. And it's going to show you where it's located. And if you want a bigger picture, you can just zoom out or zoom back in. And this blue square with the house is where the house actually is. So I can see that it's off of Blodgett Street and it's technically on Etsy Ave. So this gives me a rough idea of where the house is in that specific town. It tells me when it was listed. It tells me if there was any status changes and when that was. It's going to give me the public remarks, the zone, and all of that information that you would find in MLS, the building information going down, and then any exterior information and any school information that the listing agent has put in there, the tax information, any utility information that has been put in. So that is all on the left side. My favorite part about Real Scout is all on the right side. So what I can do is I can view the listing as a home buyer. So if I wanted to see this as a client facing, I could click on view listing as home buyer, which if I do that, it's going to bring me to sign in again. Sign in, log in. Oh, because I didn't create myself. So I'll have to log back in as a client after I set myself up. So if I go back, so you can view it as a home buyer. So if I see my clients haven't viewed this one yet, I can select a client and I can send it to them right from in here. So I don't have to have my email open and MLS open and switch between two tabs. I can do that all from right here. So if I wanted to send this to Patsy, I could say, hi, Patsy. Here is a new listing that is in your search criteria. And you can, depending upon your relationship with your client, you can word it however you want. Make sure your grammar's correct. I have Grammarly. And then I would do send this listing and it would send Patsy an email from here, right from here. And I didn't have to go to MLS or my email. It's all right from here. The listing agent info is displayed, so you have their name, their email, and their phone number. And if you wanted to schedule a showing, so some agents, instead of using showing time, have you call them or email them to schedule a showing. You can do it right from here. So subject line could be showing 99 at SD Ave. And then I would type in, hi, Sonia, I have clients interested in seeing this property on 2/3 at 12 p.m. Thank you, Ashley. Dendro LAER Realty. And then if you click message listing agent, it's going to send her a message, but I'm not going to send her a message because this client is looking in a different area, but I just used Patsy as an example. So you could click message listing agent. It's going to send an email to that listing agent with her provided email. She's going to get it. And then when she responds to you, not only are you going to get an email notification that Sonia has responded to you, but it's also going to show up in your messages section right on the left that you have a message from that listing agent. So that's what I like about Real Scout is that I can do everything right from here and I don't have to have multiple tabs open. I don't have to keep switching from MLS back to my email, back to MLS, back to my email. Everything is done right from here. So then if I keep scrolling down, it's going to give you the nearby schools. It's going to give you a rating of the schools, and this is provided by greatschools.org. So if you wanted more information, you could just click on the link and it would give you more information about those schools. The list in history, any remarks that I wanted to put. So if I know it meets my client's yard expectations or what they're looking for in a yard, or it has a specific feature that they're looking for, I could write that in the remarks and I could save it. So then when I sent this to my clients, they would receive my note without me having to text them or call them and say, hey, look at this property or anything like that. It can be done right from here. Real Scout also gives them some climate risk ratings. So what the risk of a drought is, the storm risk, the temperature risk, the fire risk, and the flood risk. If they want a full report, you can click on get a full report and it will bring you to a different website. And you could download the report and send it to them as a PDF in a separate email. Again, this is going to vary dependent upon where you're located, the season that you're in, and the town that they are looking at. Is everything in MLS in Real Scout? James, yes. So this information is pulled from MLS. And we'll go over that in our call on Monday, James. So don't worry about that. So that is how you can view a property or see a property and utilize it within Real Scout to contact the listing agent, make comments to your client. So to add a client, you want to click add client /alert, this big blue button up here. You are going to click create new client because you're creating a new client. You always want to make sure you have a valid email for that client. So I'm just going to set myself up. I always use the first name and the last name because if you have clients that have the same name, so if you have two clients named Ashley and they both just say Ashley, you're not going to know who's this who's. So I always just do first, last name. A phone number is optional. You don't have to put it in there. I do just in case I'm in here and, you know, they call me with a question or they have a question. And sometimes it's just easier to pick up the phone and call your client instead of going back and forth on email or text message. The source, you could put sphere of influence. You could put Op City if you wanted to, or if it was a referral, you could put that in. So we're going to do referral. We're going to click create client. And we're going to do a listing alert. There are 3 different alerts that you can create. So you can do a listing alert, a market activity alert, and a home value alert. So market activity alert tells them how many buyers have been in that specific area that they are looking for that are on Real Scout. So that data does not include data from MLS because there's no way to track that data. It's who's ever on Real Scout that has viewed that property or has been looking in that specific area. And I'll go through how to set that up in a minute. So we're going to go ahead and do customize listing alert. And Real Scout did update again recently, Stacey, so I don't know if you do know, but anytime you come into Real Scout and you do a search, it says this alert is restricted to basic search filters. If you want more advanced search filters, just click please create a new advanced search. And then it will bring you to the more specified search fields that you can do. So you can do a specified one, or you can just do a basic one. So it all depends on how in-depth your search is that you're creating for your clients. So MLS status, we're going to do active, we're going to do in contract. Property type, we're going to do residential, but if you had a client who was looking for a rental, a multifamily, a mobile home, a condo, you could select that as the property type. If there was a subtype, you could select it right here. The list price you can put in, I'm just going to put in 500,000 for an example, and a minimum price of 350,000. The max number of bedrooms, max number of bathrooms. If they want the primary bedroom on a specific level, like if they wanted it on the main floor or the first floor, you could go ahead and select first floor. And anytime you add any criteria or you update any of the criteria fields, it's going to change your search results up here. So right now we have 517. But if we go ahead and we put the max living area as 1,900 square feet, it's going to go ahead and update that number to 478 results. So anytime you change anything and you see this number change, it's based upon the criteria that you're editing. So don't panic if you see that number start high and as you go through the criteria, it dropped. That's why, because there's less and less listings matching that specified criteria. So we're going to go ahead and scroll down. If it's a condo and you know they want to be in a specific association, you can click yes. And then once you click yes, there is a spot that you can type that specific association. Excuse me. You can also, so this is what I also like about Real Scout that I have not found a way to do in MLS, is that you can do anything that was listed in the last 10 days, in the last 7 days, or anything that was listed in the last 24 hours. So for this search, I'm going to do the last 7 days. It's taken its time today. And then the location. So I'm going to select the state. And the reason why I select the state is because Mass, New Hampshire, Maine, New England states, they tend to have some of the same towns in different states. So you might be looking in Manchester, New Hampshire, but there's also Manchester, Connecticut. So you might get some Manchester, Connecticut properties, but you just want New Hampshire. So that's why I always put the state in there. And the cities. So I know this client is looking in Manchester. This client is looking in Derry. But there's no results. So I need to go up and I need to edit my criteria. I also need to switch my MLS because you can have more than one MLS. So like for me, I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Mass, and Maine. So I have New Hampshire and Mass selected. So if you have Mass selected, but you want to set up a search for New Hampshire, you need to be in New Hampshire MLS. But if you're looking in both states, then there's a way that you can do what they call cross MLS, and it will include both states. So now that I reset that, I'm just going to do my little quick search criteria again to show you. We'll do a condo, single family, 2, 2. Gonna do Manchester, gonna do Derry. Oh, there's nothing coming up. 450. So if there's no houses that match that criteria, then it's not going to populate any listings. So right now I'm doing $450,000 single family in Manchester and Derry, and there's nothing popping up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of play around with the criteria until I get some results. And sometimes you do have to tweak the criteria to get something based upon what you're putting in here. So I'm just gonna narrow out the number of bathrooms and the number of bedrooms. So now I have one result for a $500,000 house in Derry and Manchester. So if you do want to see that, then you click view results. Oh, two pop up. So now that I see these houses, I can do save to client. So if you click save to client, you're going to want to select a client, select who the client is for, and you can do Ashley's home search. Oops. And then the alert schedule, I do ASAP, and I always send a copy to myself. So if you click ASAP, anytime a listing comes on, you're going to get an email and your client's going to get an email. The only way you will see that email that your clients see is if you have send copy to myself. If you don't have this checked off, you're not going to get a copy of that email that your clients get. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then a window's going to pop up that's going to ask you to send these listings to Ashley. So your subject, new home search. Add a custom message for your client. Hi, Ashley. Here are a few listings matching your search. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. And then send now or do not send. So if I send it, Ashley will receive an email with those two listings. So that's how you create a client in a client search. The next thing I'm going to go over quickly is just a market activity alert. They do home value alerts, but I don't find them very accurate. I prefer to do a full CMA if I am going to do something, but it does give you a quick estimate of what the home could be worth. So I try not to use the home value alert because, like I said, I don't find it as helpful as a full CMA that I would do, and I would pick comparables. So to create a market alert that shows how many buyer interactions are in a specific area, we're going to go ahead and type in Manchester. You're going to select the town. And then once you select the town, it's going to show you the entire town. But if you want a specific area of a town, you can clear the shape. You can zoom in on the town. And you can do draw. And you're going to need 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from the 4th to the 1st, you have to go back and connect them. So now this is going to be our area that we're going to get the market activity alert for. So we're going to do a maximum price of $750,000. We're going to do preview market alert. And now it's going to show us any buyer activity for the last 90 days. Again, you can change this to the last 60, last 30, 180, and the last year. So we're going to do the last 30 and it's going to change. And it's going to be for that square that we drew. So now we can see that over the last 30 days in this specific square, there was 130 active buyers from Real Scout now. So this data is gathered from Real Scout, not from Real Scout and MLS, because in MLS, there's no way to track who's seeing what property. And the number of buyer interactions is 277. So that means like buyers that have interacted with their agent and listing agents within this specific area. And then if we go down, I like this because it shows you over the last 30 days on a specific day. So if I go to January 30th, which was just a couple days ago, I can see that there was 16 buyers active in this area on this day. So if you wanted to see back at the beginning of January, you could click January 3rd and it would show that there was 0 buyer interactions that day. It also shows you the top viewed listings that are on market, that are in contract, and that have sold. So what I do with this is if I have any clients that are looking to write an offer, I come into Real Scout and I see if that specific property is showed up in a top viewed listing. And if it shows up in the top viewed listing, we're going to be a little more aggressive with how we write our offer and how we structure our offer. So it might be a case where do we waive home inspection or not waive home inspection, or do we do more earnest money or less earnest money? So I use that as a way to structure my offer with my clients. It also shows you the recently sold listings and anything that was recently listed or anything that was updated. And again, it has all of the data, which for sale, the beds, the baths, the price, the square foot, the lot size, and when it was put on Real Scout. So that is your market activity. And you can also assign it to a client. So we're going to do Ashley's market activity alert. You're going to assign it to that proper client, and then you can have it be sent out bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, or manual. So if you do manual, you're just going to have to prepare the report and send it out yourself. So I have it set up that bi-weekly, my clients get a report of a specific area in that specific town or city that they are looking in. So we're going to do save market alert to client. And now this market alert is going to be saved to Ashley. And one last quick thing that Real Scout has added is this auto nurture feature. And what I like about this is that any client that is enrolled or has auto nurture enabled, it's going to send them relevant listing alerts, home value alerts, or market activity alerts to those clients. And if there's not enough data to create an alert, Real Scout will automatically put that client on an email drip that sends them popular listings, and it's going to ask for more information from that client. So you can have it disabled. So if you do want to disable it, you just click this red disable button right here. If you want it on, you just click turn on auto nurture. And again, if you want specific clients to get auto nurture, you can enable that in their client profile and not have other clients on auto nurture. You can do that as well. So that's a quick overview of Real Scout. If you are a LAER agent and you do have the tech bundle, but you do want to go more in depth, we are doing one-on-one briefing calls at laerrealty.com/briefings. I'm going to put that link in there. So if you do want to do a one-on-one call, that's 30 minutes. Go ahead and complete that link, and then I will reach out with a time that works for both of us, and we can go more in depth on Real Scout.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Ashley. And by the way, for everybody watching, only because we're going to talk about Zillow one more time, is yes, you auto nurture everyone and put everybody, because that's what Zillow does. So like I said earlier, if you sign up on Zillow, you will learn a lot about how you need to be marketing to customers. We have a fantastic program that's coming out on how to compete with Zillow. And basically the premise of it is that you have to be as good as Zillow at staying in constant contact with the customer. And that's what this Real Scout does. That's why you want the auto nurture. Even if there's no listings that fit their criteria, you still need to be marketing to them. So you're going to want to always auto nurture. And secondly, you want to put, even after they've bought a house, either keep them on auto nurture or put them on the market alert so that you're still emailing them once a month with content about who doesn't want to know what's happening with home values in a particular neighborhood. I think all of our customers are interested in that kind of content. Okay, we have 5 minutes and we will quickly go through just a couple other things I want you guys to see within our program guide before we wrap up today. Let's see. Okay, we're back at our program guide. So let's see. Let me just present this. Okay, we're back at the program guide. We just finished the second section of the book. The third section is all on career development. The cool thing is we kind of already went through all of this. So I'm going to go through this super quick, but we talked about the Alcorn program. You can download a copy of that right from our website, LAER Realty, or go to LAER Agent Services. You can find everything we spoke about today. We also talked about all the training. The best place to stay on top of all the training that we do is go to youtube.com/LAER training and subscribe. We talked about this LAERrealty.com/transaction blueprint. That was the place where you could get all the beginner agent resources. We had the guide to home inspections and the little worksheets about the laws, the procure and cause worksheet, things like that. Throughout the year as an agency, just stay on top of all the programs we offer through that we always upload to YouTube, by the way, because throughout the year, we also bring in great speakers. Last year, we had Tom Ferry that came out and presented in both of our marketplaces in New England and Florida. You can see some of that relevant content on our YouTube station as well. Each year we do exciting award programs, mastermind groups. Literally every month there's something to do at LAER. The very last section of this book is agent support services. All I want you to know is that if you're a LAER agent and you ever need support with anything, we have 50+ staff members and we're here to support you. That's our job. So we're available 7 days a week. Just email happyagent@laerrealty.com if you need anything at all. As well, I mentioned earlier, if you're an agent that's interested in learning more about LAER, go to Happy Agent, just email happyagent@laerrealty.com. Our customer service or our agent service team will assign that to me and I'll reach out and we'll have a confidential conversation. But for the LAER agents, just know that you have support 7 days a week. You got a legal question, you need help filling out a form, you need direction on something, just email Happy Agent. Let's talk about collecting escrow deposits. We have some nice, easy ways to collect escrow deposits. My favorite way is Earnest. You can go to laerrealty.com/Earnest. Of course, like any company, we'll take escrow deposits any way you receive them. So if it's a check, that's fine with us. We'll accept a wire. And then also the easiest way is just ACH withdrawal at laerrealty.com/Earnest, EARNNEST. Let's see. Oh, this is important for everybody, no matter what company you work for. Under here, page 33 of the booklet is a page on generating leads. These are all the companies that are lead generation companies. I'm sure there's others as well. But on the left-hand side of the book is all the referral fee-based lead platforms. On the right side of the book is all the subscription-based lead platforms. Not a fan of subscription-based lead platforms like Zillow. Not a fan of those. Especially because you can pay for a very long time and not have results. I do recommend everybody sign up for referral-based lead platforms so that you have business coming in throughout the year. Just be really good at marketing to people so that you turn that lead. You might pay a really high referral fee for that lead, but turn them into additional business. So be so good at what you do that they refer their friends, family, next door neighbors, etc. So all of these are live links. So you can just click on each link and sign up for each company. We also have a phenomenal in-house transaction coordinating team for agents that really hate paperwork. Hire somebody to do it all for you. Set it and forget it so you can move on to the next transaction. And then I mentioned earlier that all the great things we have at LAER Realty are 100% a byproduct of the wonderful agents who commit their time and energy to making it a great company. If you're a LAER agent and you want to join one of our committees, if you want to have a voice in the tools, training, technology available at LAER, please join us by filling out a committee sheet at laerrealty.com/committees. We want to hear from you. You guys got to hear from our Chief Sustainability Officer. He's very humble. He doesn't tell everybody this, but he's like nationally known. He speaks at realtor conferences across the country all year long. He is the sustainability guru, and we're extremely lucky to have all of his advice and resources at LAER. As an agent, if you have questions, for example, we get all the time, maybe you're listing a house and it has solar panels, and maybe there's a solar panel contract. And by the way, the value of the house may depend on whether that's a leased solar panel system or an owned system. You have questions on stuff like that, just email happyagent@laerrealty.com and we'll get you in front of Craig, who can help you sort through all that. And then I like to just reiterate our support as an organization for the National Association of Realtors. I truly believe that the reason why our industry is so strong still is because of the National Association of Realtors. And we have one of the strongest lobbying arms of all the lobbyists out there. We don't want our industry to go the way of the yellow taxi or what we see happening with the hotels or radios. Or travel agents. Like, we want to be here for the long haul, and it requires that we stick together and we support the organization that holds realtors to a higher ethical bar. So, huge fan of the realtor organization. And then last, if you're a LAER agent, these are all of our office locations. You're welcome to visit any of them and utilize those offices, work out of those offices. If you're a LAER agent, just go to laerrealty.com/office access. These are all the ones in Mass that you can access: Florida, New Hampshire. And as I said, we're growing: Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maine, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So you'll see many new offices in the coming months. And with that, I want to just say thank you. I am so grateful every single month that we have so many real estate agents that are willing to sit on a program for 3 hours. That's no easy feat, 3 hours on a Zoom program. So I want to say thank you for your dedication to your business. And if there's ever anything we can do to assist you, please reach out to us at happyagent@laerrealty.com. And thank you to Craig, Ashley, and Sergio for another great boot camp. And we'll see you at future boot camps. Thanks, everyone.